feeling really blessed right now. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I was willing to settle for any apartment. Like, I really was. I remember when I first um, was applying for apartments, I wasn't applying for anyone that ran my credit. And pretty much all the ones that didn't run your credit was over West. But I have an issue. I don't like West Baltimore like that. So my son's godmother, well, he got two godmothers. One of his godmothers was like, son, why not go and apply for one that runs your credit? I'm like, girl, I'm so scared, because when I did previously, before I was trying to move again, I would apply, and every time someone would apply, or every time someone would run my credit, they would say, Miss Owens, your credit a little bit jacked up. You got the floor codes on your record, and you have this, not name everything that's on there, but I was just like, okay, you know what? I'ma settle. Whoever say I can move into that apartment or a place that they have, I'ma take it. So I was looking, and like I always would be hesitant to move. I had this one apartment with 650 or maybe 750, something like that. West Baltimore. It was a house that was turned into an apartment. It was the second floor, and I was like, you know what? It looked decent because it was over West Baltimore. Um, I had the money to move in, and it was just like, saying, do you really want to go west? And right when I was going to apply, they took it off the market, meaning somebody else got it. It was one apartment that was a studio in my mind, but it wasn't. It was like the when you first walk in, the kitchen. The kitchen was so small that you couldn't put up like a table in it. Like if you did put a table in it, it had to be like a fold-up table. Um, then there was no dining room. There was no front room. It was just a bedroom. And then inside of the bedroom, there was the bathroom. Like, I was going to apply for that one too. But then I'm like, my son needs a little area to pretty much, play. So, as I said, his godmother told me to go and apply for somebody to run my credit. I went and applied on a certain. Yep, I went and applied on Saturday. And Monday around like 4 o'clock, I'm in my patient who just passed away. I'm gonna call it Casey. My son name is Casey too, right? But Casey, I'm in her room and I'm feeding her, and the lady, she's smiling as she's talking to me. Like you can tell when somebody's smiling because it's like a happy sound. So she's smiling. I'm like, oh, you happy? I'm about to be happy too. She was like, no, she said something, but it wasn't what I wanted to hear. I said, so did I get approved? She's like, yeah, you got approved. You can move in on May the 1st. So she was like, she wanted me to come see the apartment. The apartment that I wanted, it was a 1-bedroom apartment. It had a front room. It had a small kitchen and a nice sized bedroom. But the apartment that she showed me was a third floor apartment, which didn't have the dining room, but it had a larger kitchen. And I'm like, I was like, I don't want this, right? So I was after the fact, I had went and applied to another one, and they was like, well, Miss Owens, we can't really take you because of your credit history. I'm like, okay. So the other day, my sister was like, son, did you hear from the apartment? I'm like, no. I'm like, but I'm about to call him, because I told my sister I would stay with her, for a little bit of time. And in my head, at my other sister's house, I was just a little bit too comfortable. I had my own room, Kason could run around in the room, but I wanted him to be able to run outside of the room. So I got myself a little bit uncomfortable staying with my other sister because her house was on the 3rd floor. My son, Kason, is about 30-something pounds. Close to 30-something pounds. Yo, my head look rough. I need to do something with this. But, yeah, casing is heavy. So, my sister lived on the 3rd floor. Anyway, I had called the first apartment that I had got approved for. So I called her, and I was like, you got any apartments ready? She was like, yeah. No, it was another lady. She's like, it's a basement apartment. It didn't have a dining room. I said, you know what? Okay, let me come see it. So when I went and seen it, the lady who had the dining room, I was like, Miss Glad, I forget her damn name. Gilda? Her name might be Gilda. I was like, I'm just ready to take anything, right? So she was like, she was like, I was like, well, do you still have the apartment that's on the 3rd floor? She was like, well, the 3rd floor, the one that I saw, somebody else took it. But she do have one that's on the 3rd floor. I said, you know what? I'm just going to take it because I'm ready to have my own place where my son can just run around and be a baby and without me having to yell at him because he's touching somebody else's stuff. So, I don't remember what days this was, but she told me to come see her on Saturday. So, I think Friday I had called her, and I was like, what's the address to where I'm meeting you at? She was like, blah, 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 blah. Hold on. I'm like, okay. So as soon as she, called back clicked back over to the line, she was like, there's a problem with the BG&E in that apartment. Tomorrow, I'm going to have you meet me somewhere, but I'm going to tell you the address tomorrow. I said, okay. And in my head, I'm looking like, what the fuck type of apartment she about to give me now? Right? So, I went there a little bit early because I was supposed to be at 11 o'clock. I got there like 10:30, right? So 10:30, I get there, and I parked in front of a building, right? But the building I parked in front of, it only had 2 stories to it. It's 3 stories, but it's one underneath, it's one the 1st floor, and it's one on the 2nd floor. So, me not thinking nothing about it, you know, I'm leaving, and I was calling her, and she wasn't answering the phone. Oh, excuse me. So, I went, and I was ringing the doorbell. She was like, why you ain't called me? I said, I was calling you. I said, you ain't answer the phone, so I just, came to see what was what. Yo, it's only 1:30, and I'm rushing to get to work. It's only 1:30. So she was like, oh, let me go get the key. So I'm like, all right. She was like, meet me at, let's call it 8:30. So she's like, meet me at 8:30. I'm like, okay, I'll meet you there. So we get to 8:30, right? And first and foremost, I noticed this apartment was only two stories. So I'm like, okay, the 2nd floor not that bad. I'll take the 2nd floor apartment. So she goes in, and I'm getting casing ready to, get him out the car or whatever. And then the rental I got, the key is a keyless entry car or whatever. So the keys was in the car, so I couldn't lock because I had to get back in the car, get the keys, figure out where it was at. And, oh, excuse me. I walk over to her, and she walked up the steps, and she stopped. And then she turned around to the left, and she opened up the door. I'm like, okay, I'll take this apartment. She like, without even seeing it, I was like, yes, I'll take this apartment. I said, I'm just tired of living with someone else. And, having to yell at my son. I know I keep saying the same thing, but that's not what it is. My son, he's a very active baby. So anyway, let me tell you about the apartment. It got like a unit in the window, like an air conditioner heater unit in the window. Okay, hey, I'm cool with that. The front room is right when you walk in, you're in the front room. It's a nice size front room. I mean, you can put like a sofa in a love seat, or a love seat and I guess a recliner, and like, entertainment center and a TV. In the dining room, you could put a really big table in a room. Probably to fit like maybe 4 people, maybe 6 at the most. But it's a nice size room. The kitchen, you can't really fit anything in it when. Ooh, there you go. The kitchen, really can't fit nothing in it. But maybe like a cabinet. But in my head, I'm like, hey, I'm okay with that. Go ahead and ring. Raining outside. Then the bedroom. It's big enough to fit a king size bed. So I was like, what size what size bed can this fit? She was like, what size you got? I said, I don't have one yet. I'm, starting over. She was like, oh, you can get a king size. I said, oh no, a full size is the perfect size for me. Because I like when I have a mate, I like to be close and personal, So, like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like, I was like, so what I need a security deposit and bring it back. I said, okay, don't worry about it. I'm about to go get this money order right now. So I was trying to go get the money order. Well, while we was in the apartment, I'm dancing, right? And Kaysen's with me. And I made sure Kaysen had shoes on. So Kaysen is dancing as well. So I was like, you had people, but he happy, but he's happy because I'm happy. Like, he don't know what's, about to take effect. Like, he don't know. He don't know that mommy will be sacrificing everything just to make sure that he got a roof that he can be comfortable, and I no longer have to yell at him because he doing what babies do. I don't know. I might do like a video tour of it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, it's Beverly Hills, because it's not. But it is a place that's mine, where my baby can walk around butt naked if he wants. Knock stuff down, and I don't have to pick it directly up. Well, I can cook anytime, every time of the day. I wanted to cook today, but it was so damn hot. I was like, you know what? I'll cook tomorrow, or I'll cook tonight. Or if somebody having a cookout, I'll bring my chicken that's already, well seasoned and marinated. This car need to move for when I turn. But it ain't nothing but the grace of God that I got this apartment. Nothing but the grace of God. And like now I'm looking like, okay, what should I be buying? But in my head I'm like, I'm not buying shit. Not until I move in. I want to order me a bed though. I think that's like the one thing that I need. I'm just so happy. You guys just don't understand. Being unable to get an apartment or a house or a place to live pretty much was the hardest thing that ever happened to me. Like, I always had my own place. I moved out my mother's house when I was like, I moved out. I think it was like 18. No, I was like 21 when I moved out my mother's house. But like, I always had my own place. Like, me and my first girlfriend, we moved together. I had my own place. And then me and my other ex, we moved together. Then, yeah. So I'm just feeling like, I'm ready, like ready. I'm so ready, guys. So don't get really upset when I start just posting random videos of me dancing in the house. Like, take a look at me now. I need to make sure I got some money on me because I think I left my wallet in the house. But I think I could order food if I left money in the house. I can actually order food offline. I don't know what money. That's cool. I think it's 394. No, but I need to be in this car asleep like he is. Shorty, what did he do? We got up at 7 o'clock this morning. My sister wanted to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, who wakes up that damn early? My son don't wake me or my son don't wake up until 9 o'clock. But guess what? This will be the last 13 days. Me staying with somebody else. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Guess y'all, my baby's asleep. But I'm about to stay here and take a little nap like he's asleep. So when I go to work, I won't be as tired as I will be later. I'm about to go to work and do 16 hours. I'm going to cut some more coupons later on tonight while I'm at work. So I might show that. I might. I'm about to take these out. Like when I twisted my head, every time I didn't like these. I mean, I like them, but I don't really like these ones like this, like that. But it's a hairstyle.